An aspiring TikToker is found dead in the woods. Check it out.
We have breaking news tonight out of Clayton County.
An aspiring TikTok star that we told you was reported missing has now been found dead. Clayton police had searched for Jair Snyder around where they tracked his phone. Fox 5's Joy Dukes has followed this case. She's joining us live at the scene. Joy, just not the outcome his loved ones were hoping for.
Yeah, good evening to you both. This is certainly not the news that we wanted to report, but unfortunately just in the last hour here, Clayton County police have confirmed that the body that they found here off of Brown Road in Jonesboro is in fact Jair Snyder. Now take a look behind me. You can see the tree line here. Snyder, we knew, as what we reported yesterday, was last seen in this area. He was at a nightclub, Rumors nightclub, and apparently had borrowed a friend's car. A family member say that they tracked his location all the way to Brown Road, about 25 minutes away from that nightclub, and that they called police earlier today around 1 p.m. Police came out, and sure enough, they found the car in this wooded area. Now, so far, police telling us that it was so deep in this wooded area that it's very likely that he was traveling at a high rate of speed here. They had the intersection here blocked off for a few hours as they worked to pull that car out of that wooded area and also pull his body out, and that's when they were again able to confirm his identity. Now, we know that his family members have been extremely concerned about this. Just for the last 10 days, they say November 15th was the last time anyone had heard or seen him. Here's what police are saying about this. Obviously, the timing of this is all the more heartbreaking just before Thanksgiving.
It's always tragic when we lose a citizen or anybody passing through our county. Clayton County is committed to working hard with our local agencies to locate any of our missing people and try to give a peaceful resolution to any of the families that are out here looking for their individuals or experiencing anything in our area. So we give our sincerest, heartfelt condolences to the family that when we found him, it was in these circumstances.
Anybody that remembers, because a lot of y'all are new, but a lot of y'all are OGs, so we got a mixture of people here. Anybody that remembers why I started Fight Club in the first place? Is anybody here remember why I started Fight Club in the first place? Well, let me bring you up to speed for those of y'all that may be new. I used to have a channel called Fight Club that then turned into After Hours. So the current iteration of After Hours is the result of Fight Club. Initially, Fight Club started on the Anton Daniels channel, right? When I first started Fight Club, it was a spirit of moment conversation that I was having here on the Millionaire Morning Show. And I felt something about people or somebody crashing out and something bad happening to people around this exact same time Thanksgiving, because I know that a lot of people are home. A lot of people are going to strip clubs. People are going to bars. It's one of the biggest drinking days of the year. And so what I did was I said, hey, y'all, let me incentivize y'all to stay home and let's just argue over the internet. I'm going to be up working late at night because I'm a workaholic and I like to create content and I like to take care of business. So everybody just come up and then y'all can give y'all thoughts. It then turned into something organic. We created its own channel. Fight Club then eventually went away because, you know, it had ran its course in my opinion, but it spawned a lot of great content, a lot of great channels, a lot of great content creators. People then got their bars up as far as their ability to be able to debate and negotiate and stuff like that. But I started Fight Club. The initial start of Fight Club was for people to stay home and not find themselves in a negative situation. So with that being said, I will say this again. Make sure y'all tune in to After Hours tonight. And it's cool to have fun, but it's better to be safe. So if at any point you believe that you are going to be in a position that it's going to compromise your safety, don't think twice, don't go against it. Always follow your instincts and then follow your I like to call it, what's the best way for it? Because I don't want to go fully spiritual on y'all. Follow your discernment. Pray for discernment. Pray for being around the right people, because it could be somebody else that crash out as a result of it. So condolences to this man's family. I hate to hear that people so young crash out and then they get found in the woods. But in addition to that, Somebody else crashed out voluntarily. On an LAX bound flight, somebody was a disruptive passenger.
A man goes on a violent tirade on a United flight to LAX. Tonight, why there's much more to this story and how the passenger who shot this video and restrained the man could turn out to be his guardian angel.
KCAL's Leslie Maring is at LAX with the unusual events that happened after the plane landed. Leslie.
Yeah, Juan, Susie, we never really know who we're sitting next to on a flight, but this proves this passenger was in the right seat at the right time. He tells us not only was he able to stop this situation from getting any worse, but now he's helping that man get the help he may really need. This is what Gino Golafaro woke up to on a United flight from Austin to LAX.
I proceeded to take the video, and I watched the flight attendant walk back 2 times, and I watched nobody do anything. So I got up to restrain him.
We don't see the moment the man is restrained, but a photo shows him afterward. You can see him with his hands behind his back, restrained to the seat by seatbelts. Golafaro explained to us how he was able to stop the man's violent outburst.
From the back with a choke. After I restrained him, 2 other bystanders that were on the flight had already gotten zip ties from the flight attendant. So we proceeded to zip tie his hands and his feet and then seatbelt him to the.
So I want to make sure that, and I know this is completely off subject, but it just came to me. I want to make sure that women understand that you always gonna need men. It ain't nothing like being in the air and having somebody going crazy and kicking a seat and looking for attention that should now be banned from ever flying again. It should be on a no-fly list. I want to hear all the women tell us how they don't need men anymore. How would y'all have been able to stop that? How would y'all have been able to stop that? I want to make sure that all the women tell us how y'all don't need men, because it's 1,000 different scenarios that could play out just like this. He gonna be putting them New Balances right on the middle of your chest. Tell us how you don't need us no more. Meanwhile, he getting choked up and putting in zip ties and sitting. He gonna sit quietly for the rest of that flight until they can get him on the no-fly list. But I don't want to hear nobody say that y'all don't need men no more. You need us more than ever before.
See.
United tells us the incident happened on November 16th with 75 other people on board. The man was arrested once the flight landed, and United says he is banned from any future flights on its airline.
He need to be banned on all flights.
Says his interaction with the man didn't end on the tarmac.
I've been fortunate enough to talk to his mother, and she reached out to let me know kind of what induced that psychosis, which was meth.
What the man didn't know at the
Jesus
time
Christ.
is that Golafaro is the CEO of a substance abuse intervention center.
Yeah, that's nice. Listen, dude was going off meth and that room 9. And that's unfortunate. But last but not least, shout out to everybody that's on the no-fly list. FedEx is saying that they laying off 300 people by the holidays.
7:04 now, and another Mid-South employer laying off workers. FedEx laying off hundreds this time around, but the company says it's a small number.
I guess it's a small percentage of their 30,000 employees here in the Mid-South, but Fox 13's Sheila O'Connor joining us live from East Memphis. We've gotten some numbers, and it is a pretty good-sized number when it's affecting lives. What are you hearing on this?
Memphis, what's
Multiple
going on in
sources
Memphis?
have told Fox
There's been a lot
13
of
that
layoffs in
FedEx is laying off about 300 employees. Of course, that announcement just coming down yesterday. Now, what positions exactly are being cut, that hasn't been announced, so that's what Fox 13 is working to get. But multiple sources, again, have told us that 300 people are losing their jobs. FedEx, one of the largest, if not the largest employer in the Mid-South, announcing those layoffs yesterday. Now, when the company announced the layoffs, they said they were laying off a small number of positions as the company, quote, streamline and realigns functions. Now, of course, layoffs with a billion-dollar company, they're not uncommon. Back in March, the company announced layoffs, another 300.
That's how they do their assembly lines. Amazon is way more efficient. Amazon got a whole fleet of robots to handle that.
Employees laid off during that announcement. Then in June, the company announced up to 2,000 layoffs in Europe as part of the company's cost-cutting efforts. Now, for this latest round of layoffs, in a statement to Fox 13, FedEx says, quote, decisions of this nature are never made lightly and the result of much thought and consideration for the needs of our business. We are actively working with those affected by these changes to ensure they have the support they need during this transition.
Listen, again, I tell y'all regularly, do not put your faith into a company. These companies don't have no loyalty to you, and neither should they. You are work for hire, and the minute that they have the opportunity to streamline operations and save, and you no longer are valuable to the company, then you're going to have to hit the unemployment line. And so I tell y'all all the time, make yourselves more valuable, get new skill sets, continue to evolve, invest in yourself, and don't put yourself in a position that would force you to be at the mercy of anybody, let alone any company. We got to run that bag up, and that's one of the reasons they call us bag chasers. All right.